What's going on, guys? So, I've been doing a lot of online shopping for fragrances the last couple of days, and I've had a lot of questions and such. And I felt like it would be a good idea to bring you 10 affordable fragrances that I think would be some pretty good pickups based on the price, what you get for your money, performance, versatility, etc., all the different categories. So, I've put together a list of a pretty versatile collection of fragrances to maybe consider for gifts for that significant other, for dad, for your husband, for yourself, whatever the case may be, or even for the lady in your life, because some of these are very unisex. But I wanted to cover these 10, so stay tuned. Starting with the fragrance that even sparked this idea in the first place. Last night I had a good shave, and I used my Azzaro Emperor shave set, and I always like to go with this fragrance as the fragrance I layer on top of that to spray with has the Aventus type style to it. This is Mont Blanc Explorer. Very hyped designer take, kind of inspired by Creed Aventus, without smelling exactly like Creed Aventus. This is one that admittedly I wasn't a huge fan of when I first had a decant a few years ago. It did grow on me over time, and it's gotten to where I really appreciate this for what it is. My wife is a huge fan of this one. Kind of an average performer for me. I know some people get kind of above average, very good, almost beast mode type of performance. Some get very weak performance. Everybody's mileage is going to vary, but for me, it's pretty solid. Now, prices have gone up across the board because I paid right around 30 bucks from Fragrance Net whenever I had got this for the 60 ml a while back. Now, you're going to pay a few dollars more than that for 60 mLs and obviously a bit more for 100 mLs, but they're still very affordable and still a great fragrance to grab at that price point. This is one that you can go with every single day. Doesn't matter the season or the time of year. It's going to do the trick. It has that, top tier versatility that I like to focus on with a lot of my own personal fragrance wardrobe. So definitely one worth checking out. Would be make a great gift this holiday season. Mont Blanc Explorer. Next is actually a clone from one of my favorite clone houses called Making Sense. Now, there's a lot of people that are huge fans of Prada L'Homme, dubbed as the king of the office, one of the best soapy iris, soapy floral fragrances out there. And some people just wish it would perform a little better, though admittedly I get great performance out of Prada L'Homme. If you're looking for just that extended life, we're talking 10, 12 and beyond hours of longevity, you might want to check out Iris Man from Making Sense. This stuff is absurdly powerful. I wanted to include some clones in here as well because it jumps into that affordability, because Prada L'Homme, while not the most expensive fragrance out there, 20 bucks before any discount codes will get you a 17 ml like this. Obviously there's bigger bottle sizes, but this goes a very long way. Trust me, I only did 3 sprays the last time I wore it, and it's pretty much spot on one-to-one with the scent profile, the qualities, what and what. The difference here is because it's a higher oil concentration. This is an extrait de parfum versus, I believe, Prada L'Homme is an eau de toilette, if I remember correctly. So you don't have quite the brightness at the top of the original, but you do have a denser take, which provides a better sillage once the projection calms down. So it doesn't project quite as heavy as the original, but it's got a great trail and scent bubble because it's a high oil concentration. And like I said, the longevity, it sticks to your skin for hours and hours and hours and hours. A superior take on the original, in my personal opinion. If you're not the type that feels the need to spray super heavy to get life out of your fragrance, if you don't want to do that and you just want a few sprays and you're going to get all of what you were looking for, I want to check this one out. Again, it's Making Sense, Iris Man. Next is very affordable, very versatile, reminiscent of Bleu de Chanel, kind of falls in between the EDT and the EDP. This is from Missoni. This is Missoni Parfum pour Homme. So another one, hyper versatile. A little bit darker at its core than Bleu de Chanel, because Bleu de Chanel has an incense note. This has birch. Birch is more taric, smoky, darker overall type of smoky tone versus incense, but you still get all of that citrus, the grapefruit, you get the sensual woods that are in the dry down. It still maintains all of the likability and versatility that made Bleu de Chanel so famous in the world of men's fragrances. And here you're going to spend about 40 bucks range on 100 milliliters of this, and you do get magnetic cap, pressure sensitive atomizer, and it doesn't smell super cheap, but it is pretty damn cheap overall for its price point. It's another one, hyper versatile. You can wear any time of the year, every situation you would want to wear Bleu de Chanel, you can rock this. It's at a fraction of the cost. Now, if you have the original, if you have Bleu de Chanel, this would be a pass. It's going to be completely redundant because it's pretty much Missoni's clone in many ways of it. Very, very subtle changes, but out in there, it smells identical to it. You got to get really close to compared to even pick up the subtle differences. So like I said, at a fraction of the cost, you can pretty much get Bleu de Chanel. And like I said, it works in every situation. This would make a great gift idea, especially if you start gravitating towards the gift sets, which I've always liked a good gift set, fragrance gift set for Christmas. So maybe keep this one in mind. If you see it out and about, you can find this one at rack stores, discounters online. It's Missoni Parfum pour Homme. Next, let's go with something fresh, because not everybody wants just crazy versatile. Maybe you're the type that likes the freshies, the aquatic take. You like that extremely mass appealing scent profile. Well, one of the better ones that's still going to provide great performance, in my opinion, the top tier Azzaro Chrome flanker, Azzaro Chrome Extreme, would be the way to go. So it kind of smells like taking chrome and taking a little bit of Acqua di Gio Profondo and putting them together and getting this. It is an extreme scent profile to the original chrome. It's not one-to-one. Man, it's a beast. I actually sprayed this one on my arm last night when I was compiling this list of fragrances. It's been a few months since I've sprayed it, and I forgot. You'll forget when you smell so many fragrances like I do, just how good certain things are. And while on the more synthetic side, sure, in the $50 range, this one's hard to beat if you're looking for a blue aquatic that's super mass appealing, that's going to garner some positive attention. This is the, higher probability compliment getting type of scent profile. This stuff is good, and it's every bit of an 8, 10, even 12-hour fragrance for some, but I kind of fall in that 8 to 10-hour range. Projections on the heavier side in the first 2 hours. Like I said, this one grabs attention, smells great, ideal in the warmer weather, but strong enough that if you're the type that likes to wear fresh year-round, this would be a fantastic choice for you. So maybe check this one out, or maybe if you have a loved one that you think would enjoy this, it'd be a great gift idea, in my opinion. Azzaro Chrome Extreme. Next, this has become a bona fide hype beast in the fragrance community. It is a more affordable Middle Eastern clone of a Killian fragrance called Angel Share. While not one-to-one, there's no mistaking that Lattafa Khamrah is definitely going the route. I mean, the bottle is even, a square take on the rounded version of Angel Share. Looks like a mixed drink, whiskey glass type of thing. But this is beautiful. It's not listed in the notes. I get a little bit of a coconut type of smell on my skin. I just did a full review on this one at the recording of this video, so check that out on my channel if you want a more in-depth analysis. Man, the scent on this one, wife loves it too. If you're not a fan of sweet, you may want to avoid this one. This is a very sweet fragrance. You're going to get some spices. You're going to get a little bit of creaminess. It's got a slight boozy tone at the top from the benzoin that's in here, though no boozy note. Maybe you've tried Angel Share. Maybe you don't like that. I believe it's cognac that's in there, a sweet boozy note. Maybe you're not the type that enjoys these alcoholic vibe notes. You're not going to get a whole lot of that. You're just getting a little bit of a tone of it, kind of this bright, effervescent feel of the benzoin mixing with everything to give a similar effect, though not as intense. But like I said, the main thing is you have to like sweet. Performance on this is ridiculous. This will go until you scrub it off your skin. If you spray it on clothes, I mean, if it's the type of garment that you're just going to wear for a few hours, like a jacket or something that you're not going to wash all the time, I couldn't even begin to tell you how long it's going to last when you close. It's just going to be ridiculous. Every time you put that jacket on, it's going to smell like this fragrance. But it's fantastic. You can get it in the 40 some odd dollar range, and it punches well above its price point. This is great for everybody. Extremely unisex. Ladies in the community have been enjoying this just as well as men. Everybody can enjoy this one. It's a great gift idea, in my opinion. Lattafa Khamrah. Another bona fide hype beast in the community that, in my opinion, is the best affordable vanilla out there. You can get it for $50 from perfumeonline.ca right now. Like I said, I'll have links to all these things down below, which is the cheapest I've seen in a little while. I typically see it in the mid-50s, so it's not a huge difference, but Mercedes-Benz Club Black. You've heard me talk about this one many times on this channel if you're a regular here. So this one has incense. It's warm and ambery. It's got a thick, creamy vanilla and a little bit of ambroxan. Are some of the things you can expect from it. Projection on the heavier side, sillage on the heavier side, longevity every bit of 8 to 10 hours. Again, this isn't quite a beast, but it's close to being a beast. On your skin, it could potentially be a beast, but for me, it's definitely a great performer, well above average in every category that I rate for a fragrance. Like I said, in my opinion, in my experience, this is the best affordable vanilla. It's right in that cheapy territory, slash affordable, however you want to look at it, but doesn't smell cheap and synthetic. This is probably the best fragrance from Mercedes-Benz. They have a lot of underrated gems from the house, but this, not underrated. A lot of hype behind this one over the last few years, and well deserved. It's not a vanilla. I wouldn't call it a bomb of vanilla, but it's definitely prominent vanilla. It's creamy, but not too creamy. It's sweet, but not too sweet. There's other fragrances in this video that are much sweeter than this. This one kind of balances it well because it has that darker smoky nuance. It's got a nice warm ambery presence, and the ambroxan provides a little bit of freshness just to mix things up. You really can't go wrong here. This would be a fantastic gift idea for anyone that's into fragrances. It's Mercedes-Benz Club Black. So you're the type, or you have a loved one that you're looking for a gift for, that likes those out-the-norm fragrances, maybe those slightly strange, almost enigmatic style scent profiles. Let's say it's florals, for example. You have a gentleman in your life that's a big fan of florals, like this guy. I would suggest going with something like Moschino's Toy Boy. This is a little strange one, a little bit of a strange one. Yes, the bottle looks like a teddy bear. It's a weird one. Enigmatic was a great word to describe this one. But it's got this beautiful, fresh and spicy rose smell at the top. Not your average, not your grandmother's rose fragrance, I guess you could say. Pressure-sensitive atomizer. Performance is stellar. It's got a little bit of this dark inky tone from this strange floral that's in the heart of the fragrance. There's some woods, like I said, but mostly it's this fresh and spicy rose smell that kind of stays with you the majority of the lifespan, though there's other subtle nuances that will come and go. That's the core of this scent profile. It is beautiful. Of course, ladies can wear this because it's floral dominant. It's very unisex, leaning feminine, but like I said, this is one of those strange, enigmatic fragrances that'll make you stand out. Really will, because 99 times out of 100, you're probably going to be around people that have either never smelled this before or are not used to somebody wearing this style scent profile. It's going to be strange. It's a little different. It smells great. It's strange and different in a good way. And you can find this in the $40 to $50 range. And this, again, like so many others in this video, punches well above its price point. If you're looking for something different, you have a floral fragrance lover in your life, this is a great affordable option. Moschino Toy Boy. So a timeless classic scent profile for my generation is Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce. Well, this kind of sticks to the path of that scent profile, but a much more rich, smoother, overall refined take on that DNA, because Mont Blanc Legend, the original, is known to be pretty much not exactly a carbon copy, but pretty close to. So Mont Blanc Legend Eau de Parfum is kind of like the grown-ups version in many ways. So let's say when you were a teenager, you loved Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce. Now in your 30s, 40s, whatever have you, my generation, because I'm upper 30s, I'm 37 at the recording of this video. This is kind of the smooth, refined, grown-up take on being able to enjoy the nostalgia of that scent. Beautiful, warm, sweet apple smell. Even though I don't necessarily remember there being apple in there, there's a little bit of this ozonic metallic tone from some violet leaf. It's got some sweetnesses back there, a little bit of spice, but it stays true to what Mont Blanc Legend's DNA is all about. Like I said, just smoother overall. Not the loudest fragrance, but because it's a higher oil concentration, there is a nice sillage and scent bubble light trail that will follow you around for the majority of the life of this fragrance. I get around 8 to 9 hours on my skin with this. You may get more, you may get the same, you may get less. Again, everybody's skin and experiences are different, but this one's extremely attractive. Trust me, this is kind of, in many ways, a walk down memory lane for a lot of people, with just some differences. Like I said, a slightly matured approach to that beloved early 2000s scent profile of Abercrombie & Fitch. So this is a great gift for someone in your life that, was a fan of that many years ago, or even still is to this day, or even for yourself. Mont Blanc Legend Eau de Parfum. So this is another clone, Middle Eastern clone, very affordable, one of my favorites. Instant classic in my collection, because I'm a big fan of Tom Ford's Ombre Leather and Tom Ford's Ombre Leather Parfum. I've had decants of both. I was debating on getting both, which even from discounters for 250 mLs, you're looking in the $300 range, pretty much at minimum. You might be able to spend a few bucks under that, depending on how hard you look. But for around 40 bucks, you could just go with Afnan's Rare Carbon. Doesn't smell cheap and synthetic, and kind of falls in between Ombre Leather and Ombre Leather Parfum. What do I mean by that? So you still get that lightly sweet, rough and tumbled leather smell with the violet leaf, metallic tone, and freshness and florals of the Parfum. It gets kind of both going. Like, at first you'll smell ombre leather, but with a little touch of ombre leather parfum. And then as it dries, it becomes more ombre leather parfum. So kind of its own fragrance in many ways, because it's not exactly like either one. That's why I say it falls in between the two. If you like leather accords and fragrances, this is amazing. This is fan-frickin-tastic. You're not going to think Tuscan leather, because it doesn't have that heavy raspberry fruitiness. So there's other routes to go if you like more of the fruity leather take. But this is more fresh floral leather. I really dig this. Admittedly, when I say fresh leather, I wouldn't want to wear this one in the summer, but the rest of the year, spring, fall, winter, evenings, daytime, dressed up, casual, don't matter. This one is fantastic. I do have a full review I'm working on that's coming sometime in the near future after this video, so be on the lookout for that if you're interested in more of an in-depth analysis from my experiences. But performance is great. The smell is phenomenal. I love this fragrance. I have fallen in love with it immediately. That's why I dubbed it an instant classic in my collection. So check this one out if any of that sounds good. Afnan, Rare Carbon. Finally, we're going back the fresh route. So this is kind of an upscale appeal, dressier occasion, warm weather fragrance. It can be casual, but I think it suits business professionals, professional settings. If you're looking for kind of a standout among the workplace, and then of course it works great the rest of the year if you're into fresh. It is from Lalique. This is Encre Noire Sport. This is my favorite of the three from the line. You can find this in the $30 range. It performs above average. It's not an average or weak performer. It's got this earthy vetiver smell with a bunch of watery tones, freshness, aromatics, and beautiful, juicy bergamot citrus. Very juicy, slightly bitter. Oh, that smells so good. There's a lot of freshness added to an overall earthy experience with the vetiver. The line as a whole is more earthy tone vetivers. The quality on all three, this one, the original, and the à l'extrême, are both surpass kind of the price point when it comes to the quality of what you're getting. They all smell phenomenal, and you can get them so cheap. That's the best part. I have been an advocate for this fragrance this year. I love this stuff. I was skeptical to try the line because I'm not a fan of earthy vetivers most of the time. It takes a certain vetiver to work on my skin. I had got a decant of all three, and this was my favorite of the three. I was lucky enough to get a bottle. A subscriber sent me a bottle my way because he wasn't a fan. So that just goes to show not everything's for everyone. Obviously, sample if you can at first for all these. But if you know who you're buying a gift for, you know their taste, you know they like vetiver fragrances, you might want to check this one out. You personally, if you're looking for a great fresh vetiver because you like vetiver fragrances, I highly recommend trying this one. Not a challenging earthy vetiver in any way, but still has that quality and kind of a mass appealing vetiver because of all the freshness. Just some really, really good stuff. I think it's a great, affordable gift idea for this season as well. Lalique's Encre Noire Sport. Well, that's the 10 that I have for you today. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. Obviously, I could have went with more than 10, but these were the 10 that I felt made quite the diversity of options of 10. So maybe you can get some gift ideas from this. Hopefully, this was helpful to someone. It was fun to make because it's all stuff I've currently been enjoying or have been enjoying all year that are affordable and I think are worth adding to someone's fragrance wardrobe, whether it's for yourself or a great gift idea for someone else that you know in your life is into fragrances. And until next time, I will say if you grab any of these 10, whether like, again, for yourself or for someone else, and you give them a spray now, I'm pretty confident you'll thank me later. Have a good one, guys.